the update on Andrew?
Andrew didn't skate today. The news we got yesterday was a lot more positive than it could have been. Basically, he's got some swelling in his elbow area, and we want to get rid of that. And obviously, there's some pain there, but for the most part, we're going to base it on his pain tolerance. And once we get to a certain point, but it's not months. It potentially could be days. Whether he skates tomorrow is still up in the air. So that's where we are. That's obviously real positive. But the update is, he injured himself. It looked bad at the time because it was so kind of fluke, but just watching his reaction, obviously had all the tests done and whatever, and it turns out it's an injury, and it's one that he'll base when he can be back out there on pretty much how he can handle his stick. It's the arm that he holds his stick with. Obviously that's important, and that'll be is how he can grip his stick is going to be the key of when he can get back out there. So we're looking, again, I think days is fair.
Is he day-to-day then? I mean, are you ruling him out for Ohio State?
We're not ruling him out for Ohio State, but tomorrow's going to be a big day. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Not skating on a Tuesday for a kid that's played as much hockey as he had, we can look beyond that. But you don't skate Tuesday and Wednesday, you're getting really close to Friday, obviously. So I think day-to-day is fair, Kevin, and we're not going to rule him out at this point, but, not sure how realistic it is.
So the elbow is not hyperextended?
Well, he hyperextended his elbow, but right now it's back to normal pretty much. So it's not hyperextended as of today. It's just swollen. So yeah, he's like I said, it was a freak thing. He kind of got his arm and his stick caught in the net, and on his way back to the net, and he hyperextended it at the time, and it just swelled up pretty good, and it was pretty sore for the rest of the days, Friday, Saturday, and then the bus ride home. Last couple of days, it's kind of leveled off a little bit.
So was he diving back into the net, or how
He was, yeah. It was the first play of the game. It was, from our perspective, it looked like it was going to be an icing. He decided to come out and play it. Obviously, he has the reins to do that. Believe he tried to go to Bobby Shea, bounced over Bobby's stick, went right on the tape with their guy's stick, and he proceeds to shoot it in the empty net. Well, from where I stood, Kucera stopped it anyway. So Hammy was trying to get back, and as he was trying to get back, he got all tangled up and hurt himself.
So he got the stick tangled up in the net?
Correct, in the netting, and then he's a big guy, and that momentum going one way, and the stick and the glove, and not being able to let go of the stick because just with the gear on and whatever. Because ultimately, had he been able to let go of the stick, it would have been fine. His arm would have been fine, but still holding on to the stick the way he was, that's how it got tangled up.
Then did he have an MRI or anything once he got back? Or any kind of?
Oh, he had an MRI done yesterday, yeah.
And to ask the obvious, what does it mean not to have Hammy possibly this weekend?
Well, the coach's answer, Kevin, it means it's an opportunity for someone else to play. The answer for Andrew, who we've grown fond of over the past couple of years, is you're disappointed for him. It's a big weekend. He's playing not only to make Bowling Green, leave Bowling Green great, but he's playing for potentially next year. He wants to have a career beyond Bowling Green, and I think people wanted to come and see him play against a top opponent in Ohio State, and they're not going to be able to do that. So I think that's a little disappointing for Andrew. For our team, it's a challenge, it's adversity, it's another opportunity, and that's the way that's the coach's answer. I understand that, and that's pretty standard what you're going to get, but that's the way we have to feel. I can tell you this, our team was fine Friday and Saturday. There wasn't guys tripping over their lip thinking, oh, we miss Andrew and we want him back and all that. Guys just went out and played. And did we make mistakes? Yes, but it wasn't because Andrew wasn't in there. It was because we made mistakes. So, I think you look at it two ways. It's opportunity for somebody else to step up and play the position. From Andrew's perspective, it's a little disappointing, but it seems more short-term than long-term.
Given that you've had the chance to watch Tommy Burke play, is it a little bit easier not to, in terms of the transition?
Well, I think we've seen Scott play too. So I really feel our depth and goal is unproven. I don't think it's unworthy or not capable. I think it's unproven. And it's unproven because our number one guy's been pretty good. So, we haven't had to prove it. We've obviously had some transition with the position, we all know, over the past 12 months. Tommy Burke is here. Scott Zacharias is here. It goes back to why you want these young guys to take advantage of every day and not get caught up in, well, Andrew's going to play anyway, so why do I have to try today? And they don't do that. I'm just saying, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for two young guys who've wanted their chance to potentially get their chance. That's what it is. I think Tommy proved that if we defend well and do things we're supposed to do, we need a goalie to be solid in there. We don't need him to steal us games. Tommy did that. He was solid. He was solid Friday. They didn't score till 2 minutes to go in the game Friday, so 58 basically scoreless minutes. And Saturday, we put him in a tough spot a few times in the first period in particular, and that's our fault. So that's something that we have to improve on. That would have been the same if Andrew was in the net. Those were goals that they didn't go in because Tommy Burke was in the net. They went in because we put him in a tough spot. And, I think that's the most positive way to put it. I think our guys have handled it great. We haven't made a huge deal of it, even though everyone kind of knows it's a pretty big deal. But we haven't, and I think the guys are just plugging through it, just pushing.
Once Andrew's back healthy again, based on what you saw of Tommy over the weekend, are you rethinking maybe how much he might play during the season? I think we all get that Hammy's the horse and he's going to play a lot, but is Tommy giving you reason to rethink?
Not rethink it. He's given us a little more confidence and a little more proof that he can do it. But again, I don't think Scott isn't capable of doing it. I think obviously we've made some decisions to this point of those two versus each other in that backup type role. I almost think, Kevin, as much as this year, it may have us rethink a little bit moving forward our how we recruit a goalie or when we're going to bring one in or whatever, knowing that maybe Burke is capable of playing at a high level. Maybe Scott Zacharias is capable of playing at a high level. And we've got people internally versus have to go out and find people. So I don't think we'll rethink it. We wanted to see what Tommy Burke can do. We've been thrown into that situation a little bit earlier than we were expecting, and that's okay.
So it's down to Tommy and Scott in practice this week?
Yeah.
And Tommy's not starting for the Friday night starter? Or how would you
Oh, no, I'm not going to say who's starting Friday night. I don't know that. It's Tuesday. We all know it's down to two goalies in practice. We've got a couple of skaters that think they can play goal, but no, they know they can't. And, yeah. They know it. It's pretty easy to see. We got two guys in pads out there. Those are the two guys battling to play on Friday. Burke was with us at Colgate. We even had some thought, do we try to find a way to get Zacharias here, based on him and not being able to play Saturday. But so it wasn't, Scott and Tommy Burke are really close in terms of their play and their competition. This isn't somebody that's just, left Scott behind. So it's a matter of getting the job done this week, and then we make decisions, just like we did last week. Who do we bring with us to Colgate? Who's been better this week in that position? And now it'll be, we know who the two are going to be if Andrew can't play. It'll just be who starts, and we haven't made that decision yet. That was your question, right? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
When you look at the emphasis for the week in terms of getting ready for Ohio State, is it just to eliminate the mental and physical mistakes?
Yes. I really think that our challenge right now is way more mental than physical. Our guys want it. They compete so hard. I think we're a little tired the last couple of days. It's a long trip to Colgate. You arrive home and basically back in your dorm room at 8 a.m. Sunday morning. You're back at the rink Monday morning at 8 a.m. we're trying to keep those things in mind as we prepare. We're just a few of the details in particular with the puck we're struggling with, and it's every day. And I think those lessons of making it habit, we're still learning. So if we can clean those things up in practice, Friday and Saturday become easier. You don't have to focus on those things on Friday and Saturday because we focus on them every day. And that's what we've struggled with the most. Keeping everything in perspective, everything's fine.
Coach, when you look at your penalty kill this weekend against Colgate, what were some of the things you saw on the ice that maybe they weren't doing the previous week against
I thought we cleared the puck much better. I thought against Union we battled to win the puck and then didn't do much with it once we won it. And obviously Union proved that they're a power play that'll hurt you if you give them second and third chances. I think to some regard we got that little swagger back, that little chip on our shoulder, and I want to continue with that mindset with our penalty killers. I want us to have a chip on our shoulder when we go out there as penalty kill guys. That's what I want our mentality to be. Not to say we don't have it 5-on-5, but just when we go out there, it is absolutely not acceptable not to kill it. And we're going to be hard and we're going to be intense, and hopefully that will get the job done. In my experience with it, that's good enough. We're talented enough. We've got guys that can get the job done. Now it's just a matter of execution. I think, in particular, we were much better at clearing pucks against Colgate than we were against Union. Made them have to go 200 feet to get it and come back again. And it paid off. We had a couple big kills both nights. Saturday to keep us close, Friday to keep us ahead. I think overall our discipline's been pretty good, for the most part. I think it was 4 and 5 or something over the weekend, but I remember at times last year it was like 8 and 9 we were killing on back-to-back nights. So I think overall our discipline's been good, and our guys know that the total overall play with our penalty kill needs to be better, and it's been better. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow we'll get back to it in practice.
What was lacking on the power play this past weekend?
Intensity. I think our intensity on the power play started with mental intensity and then obviously transformed into physical intensity. Again, we want these guys to go on the ice with a purpose, with a chip on their shoulder. There's no way you're going to outcompete us. Our 5 against your 4 at the same work ethic or the same mentality, the same intensity, we're going to win that battle. And we didn't have it. For whatever reason, we just didn't have it. We had a couple of power plays at 3-1 or at 4-2 on Saturday that could have got us to within 1 goal. And all the chances we'd had in that game would have given us just a whole new energy. And our power play guys, for the most part, are young guys. And I include the sophomores in that mix. We're still learning lessons. And that's what it was. It was a lack of intensity, which then looks at as a lack of plays with the puck and stuff. If we're focused and intense on the power play, those hockey plays will happen. Because we'll earn the puck, we'll earn the zone, then we have zone time, and then they do what they do. We're chasing our tail, trying to get the puck. We turned it over at their blue line, and they'd shoot it down, we'd have to go get it. You'd be out there, a minute of that, and then you change. The other guys come out, another minute of that, and then you're back 5-on-5. It's just not good enough. But we go back to work, and we focus on the intensity. We focus on doing everything with a purpose, and then we let them do the things they do to be on the power play. So that's really it. It's way more mental than physical.
On a positive note, Dejan Mingo with 5 points in the first 5 games of the year. How would you describe, or how do you like his play so far this season?
Well, I think that's what we like about it the most. He's a guy that really can contribute offensively and always has. Dejan's learning how to play at this level, in particular away from the puck, just like Cooper is, just like Murphy is up front. But what everyone sees is that Dejan has 5 points, and that's real. He's a real positive kid. Really, on the bench, it's a game that's 5-2 or whatever against Union, or he's a positive guy, and he's always got the smile on his face. And we all have to remember that Dejan didn't play hockey last year. You think about that, and then think about where he is 4 or 5 or 6 games into his college career. There's some pretty serious upside there. We're trying to bring order to Dejan's game away from the puck, defensively. So it's not just go, 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 because sometimes without the puck you find yourself in a place where you're not supposed to be, which quite honestly happened Friday at 2-0. Dejan wanted it so bad, not out of work, just out of order and purpose. He ends up on the wrong wing, and his guy gets the puck, and the rest ends up in the net, and that's what happens at this level. Now, he's a guy that got the first goal, got us going, made a great play on the second goal, so he's doing positive things as he's learning. That's probably the one thing that's separating him from the other freshmen right now is he's got a bunch of numbers, and the other guys are still trying to find their niche when it comes to the offense. But they're all kind of figuring out the game, in particular away from the puck at this level, which is very, very standard for offensive guys. The offensive freshmen come here, they want the puck, they want to play in the power play, and where they really have the holes is away from the puck and defensively, and that's where they make the biggest strides, and Dejan's doing that.
You alluded to the disciplines pretty good earlier, but how have you got, you're only, 10 minutes a game penalties, 4 power plays against the game. How have you guys walked that fine line between playing the way you want to play and not taking penalties?
I hope just harping on it, I don't think, I don't think it's that hard, I don't think it's that hard. I think our guys have done we do it in practice every day. If it's a really blatant penalty, there'll probably be repercussions for it. But our guys push it to the line every day, and if they go over the line, they're out of control, and we tell them that. I just think that is one of those situations that's become habit. We expect them to be intense. We expect them to compete. It's what we're known for. Hard to play against. I mean, both nights after the game, Colgate's coaching staff said, "You guys are a really hard team to play against." And when you have a bunch of guys that there's a purpose to what they're doing, and with and without the puck, we want to be known for that, a hard team to play against. Now we want to win, obviously with that, but so I think why we've been able to walk that fine line, and this weekend, Kevin, could be 8 penalties each night. I don't know. I mean, knock on wood, that's the case, but I just think our guys more times than not are in control while they're being intense and competing, and they're not going over the line and getting out of control. That's the best way I can put it, because that's what they do every day.
You're averaging only, I think it's 26 shots a game.
Yeah.
I assume you'd like to see more.
Yeah, 30 is our number. I don't think we got too cute this past weekend. There was a couple of times we did, but I felt like we didn't win enough pucks especially the second and third period on Saturday. We just didn't win enough pucks in areas where you need to win them. And then, and our guys are sick of us talking about this, but it's real, we turned over more pucks at the offensive blue line than I think I've seen. It was enough for a weekend, and it was over 2 periods. I mean, it was just, so then we couldn't get to our game. That forechecking, cycling type puck possession game in the offensive zone, which leads to shots. I mean, it all kind of correlates and comes together, and we're still trying to bring it together. At times we're kind of butting with each other and having our guys realize we want them to do what they do. We want guys to beat people one-on-one and play the game the way they want to play it. But there's a time and place to do that. And we have to limit the number of turnovers that we have. It's taking away from our offense. It's taking away from our shots on goal. And ultimately, it just takes away from the momentum in the game. And we have to find a way to get that momentum going in our favor, and that's to get to our game.
And then another thing I assume the players are tired of hearing about are face-offs.
Yeah. Colgate, man, when we haven't got dominated like that over a 2-game period in my time here, I don't think. I mean, we were 26-70 or something like that on Friday. And Saturday was a little bit better, but again, not good enough. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop doing face-offs. We're putting the onus on our centerman, but also the 4 guys around him to help. So that we put the onus on the center not to lose the draw clean, and then let's get in there and help him pick up the loose puck that's just sitting there. We're definitely struggling with that, and it's something that we're just going to keep working at.
What do you expect from Ohio State this weekend?
They're big. They work extremely hard. They're really really good defensive team. They block a lot of shots. They take pride in blocking shots. You know, they'll have one guy go down, you go around him, another guy will go down. I mean, they really play hard that way. And the reason I say they're big is I look, not that they weren't big last year. They're a big team, but they really seem to be big, especially on the back end. You know, they're a team. I think they're trying to figure it out, right? They haven't been with the staff there. It's been 2 years and a bit. They had a good weekend at Duluth, at least the one night. It didn't look like the first night got off to a great start. The first period hurt them, but they won the second night, and then the series at Quinnipiac looked like it could have went either way, 2 close ones. So you guys are sick of hearing me say this, but the weekend. Each game is going to come down to 6 or 7 plays, and we need to be on the positive side of those plays. And Ohio State feels the exact same way. We're going to grind, we're going to battle each other, and there'll be tight checking games, and we're going to have to find a way to will something good to happen. And by sticking to the process, by sticking to the details, and by being intense the whole time, just like last year's games were. There was one game we had to score late to tie or something, and the other game they came back to tie. And they both go to shootouts, but they were 2 really close games. I don't expect much different. I don't think they're veteran. I think they're younger. You know, so 2 teams still trying to figure themselves out, basically. And I expect it to be hard fought.
Wasn't Marco Siki like one of the best shot blockers?
Probably. I actually heard his brother was the best.
Okay.
Mark was really good at it.
That's right.
His teams in Green Bay were really good at it when he coached in the USHL. Wisconsin was really good at it. He just does he's good at teaching it. So I gotta get some lessons on. Maybe that's what it is, because maybe the players know I wasn't a very good shot blocker, so that's why they don't want to block shots, because they knew I didn't. So. And with Mark, he was good, so he makes his players be good at it. I don't know, but yeah, he was really good at it. And he's such a big guy; it was hard not to hit him with it.
And then you had mentioned last week that you thought it'd be a stretch for Tate to play this weekend. Is that still
same thing? Yeah. He hasn't skated to this point. I think progress is being made, but like I said last week, it's really slow.
And then Fletcher's shoulder.
It's where we are with that is he wants to get back out there so badly that he's pushing it, and we expect him to play a certain way if he's out there. And you know, I don't know if it's 100% healed yet. So we're right in that mix right now. We may have to just let him get 100% healed, because he has to be playing a certain way to play, and he knows that, and that's testament to him. He's out there doing the best he can, but it's one it's got to get better. It's not there yet.
If you had to put a percentage on him,
where he is right now in terms of health-wise,
yeah.
Oh, he's probably 85, 80 at best. You know, he's not 100.
yeah. And Bryce Williamson.
Bryce is good.
Okay.
Yep, Bryce feels good.
And anybody else? I mean, obviously, Sloat's got.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody else?
Everything else we're pretty good.
Guys good?
Yep.
Would you consider this a bigger weekend, just in terms of it being the first weekend in conference and the chance to start off well in CCHA play?
Bigger than what? Last weekend?
Just in general.
No. This is another opportunity, and we're looking forward to it. Now we can look at the standings; they'll start to count now. But we won our first game of the year last year at Lake Superior and didn't end up great. So it's another opportunity to play, and that's what we're looking forward to.
It's the game with Andrew Gunn. Obviously, Tommy gave you 2 good games last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Hammy's a guy we look up to. I know he was a big part of our team last year. He's always been a big part of our team. But, I mean, we approach the game the same way. Whether it's Scotty or Burke in net, I think that we need to approach the game the same as we would as if Hammy was in net.
You feel like you guys played the same way with Tommy in goal last weekend as you did with Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, Burke kind of got thrown in the fire after Hammy got injured there. And I think that we still played the same way as if Hammy was in that. You know, we were clearing pucks, you know, we were helping him out in front. We were finding ways to score some goals. just kind of playing around Berkey in the defensive zone, just as if Hammy was in that.
So does it give you a little bit more confidence after seeing him Friday and Saturday and seeing how well he played?
Yeah, I think it's a big confidence boost for us, knowing that Tom is a kid that we can rely on in the nets, and he proved that on Friday and Saturday. He played very well this weekend. We were talking, it's a big confidence boost for us, knowing that we could just play our game, and he's there in the back of the nets to help us out.
What do you see as the issues on the power play?
I think it's kind of a lack of confidence right now. Obviously, we haven't had a very good weekend last weekend at Colgate, and I think it's also a matter of working things out with between the two power play groups. Kind of finding that swag that we should have together as a 5-man group. As Birch said, intensity. Kind of getting loose pucks. I feel there's times where we dump a puck, we don't have 3 guys surrounding like we should. Guys are getting beat on one-on-one battles, and I think that we need to get more shots on that as well. Pucks down low, get up high, look for a shot on that, kind of work it around a bit.